Welcome to Lesson 2 of our HTML course. What we will learn today, we're going to review basic HTML structure. We're going to go over the body structure, common elements and tags, headings, ordered list, unordered list, and list item tags. And we're going to finish off this lesson with learning how to comment in our HTML. So the new words for the day today are body, header tag, nav tag, main tag, paragraph tag, div tag, footer tag, headings, ordered list tag, unordered list tag, and list item tag. So if you look at this slide that I have here, you will notice that it's the site that we put together in our last lesson. And if you remember, up in the head, that part of the code is not visible on your on the website, but the bottom portion is visible, which is the body. So we're going to be focusing on the body, the part that is visible on the website, okay, or on the web. And we're also going to review elements and tags, okay? Elements and tags help display information on a web page. Most tags have an opening tag and a closing tag. And common tags in the body, the ones that we're going to be working with, will be our header tag, which is different from the head. This is actually a tag called the header tag. A nav tag, a paragraph tag, a div tag, heading tag, and the footer tag. And just a reminder, these are your tags. And once you have content in between it, then the whole entire thing is the element. Okay? And here we're going to go over what's in the body. And elements usually are displayed, one way of them being displayed are as a block. So they have their own line. And let's say if we were to count how many elements these blocks would be, that would be 1, 2, this is considered one big one, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and they're all going to be in the body. And when they are in block display, they're in a single line. They usually take up from the whole entire page. And this will make a little bit more sense as we start coding. So I'm just wanted to point that out to you. And then what we are going to do, the way we're going to construct our body, we're going to have the very first tag at the very top is going to have our header tag. And in our header tag, we're going to write the title of our web page. And then the second tags below that's going to be our nav tag, and that's where we're going to place our navigational bar. And then inside our main tag, which is the main part of the body, we're going to have nested a paragraph tag where you're going to write a paragraph of the what your website's about, or that specific topic that you're going to talk about. And we're also going to have a div tag, and in the div tag, it's going to be it's a very basic tag that you can use to hold text, pictures. It's just a really nice tag that it's pretty flexible. So you'll understand that a little bit better as we go further in. And lastly, we're going to have a footer tag at the very bottom of our body. And what we're going to do is in our footer tag, we're going to write that we're the authors of that web page, okay? And a really cool exercise when you have a chance would be to go look at other websites and just see if you can identify where their header, their nav, that's probably going to be pretty easy to find. Can you see if you can find paragraph tags, and what do they have in their footer? All right. Now I constructed this very simple web page, And I just wanted to give you a better sense of how those tags work together. So here is my body, right? So whatever's in my body is going to be what's displayed. And what I mean by that is in my header, I named it, or I titled it Halloween. And in my name tag, I placed the paragraph tags. I have a paragraph about my favorite things about Halloween. And then I chose to display an image in my div tag. And at the very bottom, what I did for the footer for this web page, I gave credit to the photographer. Okay, so that's just something very simple to connect the dots of how we are going to be using these specific tags. Now, if I were to look at the code for that web page, you are going to notice that we have an opening and a closing tag for our body. And then we have nested inside the body. At the very top, we first have our header. And just a reminder again, a header is going to be the title of our that specific page. And you're going to also notice that there's two tags inside the header, and what that's doing, it's saying the text Halloween, make that text bold. Okay, so that's called a strong tag. After your header, we have our main tag, and in our main tag we have our paragraph tag, and that's where I wrote that paragraph. And then I have the div tag, and that's where I placed my image. And lastly, we have the footer tag, and that's where I gave credit to the photographer. And you're going to notice there's a couple of tags I did not bring up, which are the H2 and the H3. These are heading tags. We're going to discuss that in the next couple of slides. And you're also going to notice this image tag. This image tag allows us to display this image. All right? And this is what we're going to be constructing in lesson 2. We are going to, for our title, we're going to place in the header lesson 2. In our nav tag, we're going to have the text nav bar. It's going to be our placeholder for our nav bar. Then we're going to have our paragraph tag. We're going to have an ordered list tag. We're going to have list item tags. And lastly, we're going to have our footer tag. Okay? And we're going to go through how to code these tags up. So the heading tag is the size of the text. There are 6 levels of heading tags, starting with H1 being the very largest, all the way to H6 being the smallest. So this is how you would code it. So I have 6 lines of code here. You have an opening H1, and then you have a closing H1. If you notice on your text editor, the font size is exactly the same. You will not notice the font size change unless you're actually viewing it on the web. So this is what's going to be displayed on your web site. So this is an H1, and you can see the difference between that and an H6. So just a reminder that when you're coding it, you will not see that size until you actually display it on the web, okay? H1s are usually used in the header. H2s are usually used for major topic headings, and H3s are subtopic headings, okay? Ordered list tags and list item tags. Here's the code for that. So I'm going to use this as I'm using an H3 for my 5 favorite Pikachu trading cards. And I'm using the H3 because it's not a header. It's going to be more of a subheading. And then I have my ordered list. So, and if this helps you remember, ordered list means you're going to display something that's actually showing an order. And these are your list items. Okay, so what this specific code is going to display will show, it shows this right here. So, it's got my favorite Pikachu trading cards in an H3. and then there's actually an order of items, right? 1 through 5. So that's your ordered list tag with your list items. And then we also have an unordered list tag and list item tags as well. So this is another way to make a list. I'm going to use an H1 for this one, and it's going to be a grocery list, okay? So I have the unordered list opening tag, and then I have an unordered list closing tag, and I have my list items here. What that will display is the grocery list in an H1, and then I have bullet points. So that's the difference between your ordered list. The ordered list shows an order. An unordered list, such as here, it's showing bullet points, okay? It's just like a list of your list items, just a list of things. And lastly, we are going to learn how to comment on our HTML code. Okay, so as you can tell, here is the left angle bracket, and you're going to have an exclamation point, then you're going to do 2 dashes. You will place your comment in the middle, 2 more dashes, and then a right angle bracket. So here's a great example. You're going to type this in, and you're going to place your comment in the middle section. It's very beneficial to make comments on your code because it can help you remember why you did something, and it will not be displayed on the web page. It can also help others who might be working with you on your code to give them, leave them notes, leave them comments of why you're doing something specific. And also, it's a great opportunity to leave yourself notes. There's going to be a lot of tags that you're going to be learning, and you're not going to be able to memorize all of them. So this is just a great little place to reference why you're choosing to use that code. I'm going to give you an example on this next page. And this is the slides that we went over just a few slides back, and that was the grocery list. So knowing that this is new, I might not remember what's UL, what that does versus the OL. So then I can just place that comment right. I placed it right below the H1 and said this makes a bullet point list. I could have placed it right next to the UL, not inside of it, but right outside on the side right here. I tend to like to place my comments right above what I'm referring to, but it really, that's up to you where you want to place a comment. As long as you follow commenting it in this format, you're going to be good. So just keep a reference that will not be visible on the web, okay? And this is what this would display. If I were to make that comment, you're going to notice that below grocery list, you don't see it. It's not visible. So we're going to get an opportunity to do a lot of coding in this next video. So for the lecture part, this concludes this video, but I will see you in the next video, and we're going to get a chance to do a lot of hands-on practice, okay? See you in the next video.